everyone, it's your host Lulah Blue, and today we are sitting with Karabo Khubelu, who is a social work student who's going to take us through her journey of social work while she's studying it and many more. Welcome, Karabo.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm glad you are here with us today to share a little bit about your journey in social work and in life in general.
I'm glad to. Yeah.
So why social work?
Well, social work is quite an interesting career path to actually follow because, I have seen that it has it plays a very big role. Like when we're talking about, we actually reach out to people who are vulnerable, people who are in a critical state that actually they can't receive resources. So basically, it's quite a more personal reason why I chose it, but more importantly is to focus on the disadvantaged areas.
Okay, so when you talk about resources, what type of resources can you guys help those without them get access to?
Okay, so when we talk about resources, when you look at the client's needs, we're talking about like basic needs. For example, let's say we're dealing with unemployment. So we're checking at different aspects of their lives. So we're looking at things like housing. We're looking at where they could make a living and whether they have food, or rather, yeah. When we talk about basic needs, so we link them to their resources. So when we talk about, basic needs, we're talking about houses. Let's say we link them to housing department. So we link them to different companies if they're unemployed, helping them to draft CVs and stuff like that. It's basically a whole wide range of things that we can actually look at the client's needs. Yeah.
Speaking of the clip that we recently uploaded about 2-3 weeks ago, which was a part of the interview that we did last year, which did not get to be released because of the fact that it was not finished. The rain happened, there was load shedding, there was exams, it was too much.
Totally.
Yeah, but then you were speaking about the importance of social workers in high schools and the difference that that would make and the advantages of not having one. Can you please just touch on that?
So specifically, when I remembered, we were talking about local schools at Kasine. So that was my focus. Schools at Kasine, things are a bit really bad. I'm not gonna lie. Reflecting on my personal experience. So I did mention that in my schools we do not have social workers, and there's so many needs that we have and that would need a social worker's hand, or rather, focus. So touching on that would be that it is really important that not only not only private schools but also local schools need social workers, because when we look at the child's development needs guiding, and there are a lot of things around them in their environment that actually influence their growth and the way they perform in a way. So yeah, that is why we need social workers. I did mention.
And then you actually touched on also that thing of being able to, for social workers being if the school system had social workers, then it would be easy for a lot of people or a lot of students to choose careers that they were going to stay into, career paths that they know for a fact that they want to, instead of just gambling and saying I'm going to this career path because that's what I qualify for. Social workers were going to help at that high school stage to shape and help the student with that academic planning. Because there is an interview we conducted with Paula, I'm sure you watched it, where he speaks about I won't dwell more on it, but where he speaks about him not even studying one of his first four options in coursework, because there was something that happened at high school that led to him not going for the course for the FET phase. Yeah, the one that he wanted, like the subjects in the FET phase that he wanted to take, and then as a result, his whole path, or should I say destiny, was changed. And then even after that, a lot of other things happened within the high school setting that led to him studying something that we probably never dreamt of. You understand? So yeah.
So yes, it is very tricky, sometimes, because looking at Uspola did not planned to study a certain thing because he wanted something. Okay, that's a change of direction, but that on its own may have a certain effect on him as a person as a whole, like mentally, physically, whatever. But like having a social worker at probably at school, let's say Uspola had encountered a social worker at school and probably sought advice from the social worker. The first advice would have been, okay, the first step that a social worker could have done was to advocate for Uspola, because if I remember very well in the video, it did mention that they actually told him that the space is full and he won't be able to study the sciences,
yeah.
so he has to go to a different stream. So probably a social worker could have intervened by advocating for him. But okay, so this is Paula's results and he really wants to study this and stuff like that. So well, so that's how you actually go around as a social worker such issues. So and then as well, you could have just probably had a chat with Spola and told him that, okay, Spola, let's sit down. What do you really want to do? And studying something different, how does it make you feel? You see, like just exploring those different parts. Like sometimes you also as a person give change a chance. Yeah, but like let's say Spola getting it in a different direction, yeah. Probably would have liked what he did or grown to love it, but sometimes some things could have just caused friction. So it does affect you as you grow, as you develop to being an adult. So that is why you should a person should have a social worker intervening in case there is a need in a society or community, something like that. Yeah.
I love that. What about school fights? Do they intervene in school fights?
Hey, yeah, it's a very big issue there, ne? School fights. Okay, let me just make an example with something that I'm familiar with. Looking at local schools, public schools. Okay, Kasi. Kasi is kind of messed up sometimes. There are different influences around children. Different, and when I mean different, we could talk about gang status and drug. I did talk about it last time. So like we look at that, we do intervene, and you talk to a bully, or rather a person who initiated the fight, and the person who is a victim in the fight. So when you separately talk to them, you see, so like, and then get to the root cause of the whole thing. So when we talk to the bully, you just ask, okay, how's the situation at home? What like you see, like you how where do you live? Like probably judge from there that okay, it might be the cause that he or she sees the influence and then probably gains dominance by fighting. So yes, we do get into fights, and probably with the staff as well, not only students. So you know how a workplace gets to be sometimes. There is bullying in the adult era stage type of thing. So like, yeah, we do get in between. You become a mediator. That's what we call it. So you become a mediator in between the two people and be like, okay, guys, what happened? How do we get around the whole thing? How do we, like, what was the reason? What caused this? You could first start by interviewing them individually, then you could just be a mediator, bring them together and be like, okay guys, how do we solve this? I can see that there's a problem, but what's the solution? And you let them also suggest some things first before you can actually give advice, because that's what you have to do. You have to improve or suggest what's the word I'm looking for? The word freedom of them, suggesting things. Yeah. So yeah,
expressing themselves and them letting them find solutions for themselves.
Yeah.
And how to be helped. Because I understand we cannot run away from the fact that there are families that are abusive towards their children, towards themselves as parents, and that kids kind of like grow up with a lot of anger, and there are so many things that influence a person's behavior, like how we always emphasize here on 4TV that we are the way we are because of the experience that we have encountered, and it's through those experiences that we find ourselves sitting here talking about them, sharing how we learned and unlearned, throughout the journey of life. And I really like that. I would like you all to stay tuned because we are about to get into a mini social work session where Karabo here will be interviewing me based on some of the things that I will be bringing on the table so that she can help me with. It's more of to show you guys how a social work session works, maybe more like how you said the introduction?
Yeah, more of an individual session. Yeah, because there are different sections. We have individual counseling, groups counseling, and then community as well. So yeah.
So we're going to have an individual session in just a second.
Hi Lulu. Hi, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
Good. Sit down. My name is Karabo Khubelu. I am a student social worker. So I'm going to conduct a individual session with you. So, but then before we actually go there, I need us to go through the consent form to actually consent to me that you agreed and nobody forced you to be here, right? So I need you to sign right here at the bottom. But I don't know, should we go through it first or?
Can you give me like a summary of what it entails?
Okay, so basically, like I said, nobody forced you to be here, right? And also, you just promised to be truthful because this is to your benefit, right? So, and also, everything that is shared in here is completely confidential. No one is going to have the access to the information unless you threaten to harm yourself or third party, right? Yeah, that's basically it. Okay, thank you. Sign right here. So if you have any questions for me with regards to, do you have any questions?
No.
All right, cool. So, Lulu, I'd like to ask you what brings you here. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm a student and I am NSFAS funded. I have a food franchise that I have. It's called The Delectables. I sell wraps and I sell fresh wraps. So I have to prepare the wraps, pay order, and I work alone. I have a YouTube channel. On the YouTube channel, I sometimes get someone to help me, or sometimes I work alone. I need the business and I also need my YouTube channel. And also I am taking 24 credits modules for the semester, and I am struggling with time management on how to maneuver everything and plan my time because I need all these activities to take place because NSFAS money, the allowance is not enough since I have to send some money back at home to assist because my mom is unemployed and she's a single mom and I have siblings. So I sell wraps to make extra money so that I am able to send money home and still have money for my own upkeep here to buy books and clothes and food. And yeah, the YouTube channel, I'm just putting myself out there so that I improve, I get a following, and yeah, so and also the degree I need is the main reason why I'm here. So it's just a bit stressful because I do not know how to maneuver around that.
Okay, so can you just take me through what modules are you doing? So, and how many are there?
I'm taking 4 modules. I have psychology, sociology, anthropology, and politics.
Politics. Okay, so on a scale from 1 to 10, how do you actually manage to work with the degrees or what is this, the modules? So basically what I'm saying is I know, okay, the modules, personally I did take the modules, so that they require a lot of reading, isn't it?
Yes.
Right. So how do you go around it? Like how do you make time for your, what is this, readings? Because like, yeah, it does consume a lot of time.
Sometimes I do all the readings, sometimes I
You
don't.
don't? Okay.
But the ones that I mostly do are the ones that have quizzes. Like anthropology, it has a weekly quiz.
Mm-hmm.
And I also do for psychology because we also have quizzes there. And then for the other ones, I sometimes read them and I sometimes don't, depending on what time I have. Because I also have more than two or more classes for each module every week, and tutorials.
Mm-hmm. So going back to the franchise that you own, how do you work? Like, explain to me, how do you work, like your work environment? How do you sell what are your products, and what do you sell? Yeah.
Okay, I sell wraps and fries. So what I do is I only prepare the wraps and fries when someone orders. I do make fresh wraps. That's why I prepare them when someone orders. And it depends. Sometimes I do get a lot of orders during the day, so I have to be at rest to prepare the wraps. Sometimes I don't get a lot of orders, so during those days it's better. But yeah, when I get orders, then it's a little bit too much.
So, okay, so you did mention that you are NSFAS funded, and at home, your parents are on board. So, do you have your mom only? How's the situation at home? How many are you guys, and stuff like that?
Okay, so I have two siblings in primary, and those are the ones that I'm helping my mom support. I'm the only one at university, and my mom is not employed. She relies on SASA grant for a living, and also farm work. She does some farming, depending on what season it is. She plants, crops that are according to that season, so that we can have something. Yeah.
To eat.
To eat.
Okay, so do you have any relationship with your father?
No.
So, as you did mention that you're struggling with your time management, and you own a franchise, you do a YouTube channel. Okay, before we could go any further, just take me through the YouTube channel. The reason why you're doing it, is it part of your hobbies, what you want to do at your free time, or is it what you wish to make a living out of?
Okay, so the reason why I have this YouTube channel is so that I can put myself out there. It's gonna contribute to my skills, my public speaking skills, my social skills actually, because on the channel I interact with different people with different personalities from different backgrounds, and I get to speak with them on a personal level. So if I one day want to become a television host, I'm gonna have to be able to do that in order for the channel or for the show to be successful. And also I am going into writing, so it's good to know a lot from talking to certain people who have walked certain parts of life in order for me to be able to write about those things from a third person's perspective, and also from a sense of first person perspective, because that's how artists work.
So hearing all of that is truly beautiful, truly inspiring, but when the focus here is to basically know how to balance in between. So I'm pretty sure you've done some pondering, you thought. So how do you think? Okay, let's start here. Which one is your priority?
My degree.
The degree is your priority. And the second one is
My channel.
And then your business, right? So let's start weekly. How are you planning to work out your schedule weekly? With your channel, with your degree as well, your studies. First your study side, and then your degree, then your YouTube channel, and then your franchise. So how do you think you're going to go about it? Like Monday, probably your school, your academic timetable. How does it look? Just take me through that. How does it look? Is it too squashed? And how you thinking that maybe, okay, maybe on Monday I'm thinking that, all right, I'm going to focus more on probably the YouTube channel. Yeah. And then on Tuesday and so on. How do you think you're supposed to go on with it?
So I have dedicated my Saturdays to the YouTube channel, and then in between during the week when I take a study break, I can focus on editing the videos. I think that could work. And then I'm not sure how to go about the business, and in terms of the school timetable, I think I can put in extra hours staying up instead of, so I can reduce maybe my sleeping time from 8 hours to maybe like 5. I don't know if that would work. I don't know. That's why I came here, because I don't know how to make it work.
So my specialty is to actually guide you through it, right? So as a person, you know that, and as a student, you know that your sleeping is very, very crucial, very important. So I am suggesting, right, that maybe you can just merge together your YouTube channel and your franchise. You could probably advertise it out there that probably, let's say on Thursday I'm taking people's orders, and then on Friday then I just distribute them. Yeah, totally, something like that. So I don't know, what do you think about that?
That sounds like a good idea. That would take less time in having to distribute at different times during the week. Then I guess I'll just be distributing on one day. I can try that out. I think I can try that out.
So since I don't want to overwhelm you with a lot of ideas, rather with a lot of discussion, so let's just say we can just adjourn our meeting now. So this week we're just gonna put into practice what we just discussed, and then come back next week and discuss what's the progress, right? So it was lovely seeing you,
Thank you so
Lulu,
much.
and you'll have yourself a wonderful day.
Thank you. So that's it, you guys. You have it. We just finished a session with it's an individual session, with Karabo, where she was helping me with time management, which is one of the things that they deal with in her department. Before we wrap up, I would like to ask Karabo if she wants to ask me any questions regarding the session that we just had. I thought it was successful and it was pretty helpful, and I felt guided. So is there anything you want to know?
That's basically it. That I just wanted to know how you felt about the session, even though it was kind of just an illustration of how we would work. It's just a simple meeting, right? So I just wanted to know how you actually felt with the session. But like, yeah, you've already answered my question.
Yeah, it was I was pretty much guided. We kind of laid everything out there on the table and found a way on how to navigate it. I think it's actually helpful, and especially speaking to someone who's not going to be judging for it. Yeah, when now you are studying and you are doing franchise and you're doing YouTube, why are you doing so many things? Cut one out. You are helping me make it all balanced together. I can do it all, just that I need to balance my time better. And yeah, there you have it. Even the modules that I was mentioning, that's not what I'm studying, no. But it was just for us to be able to conduct this and do the illustration. You saw she had a paper, she was taking notes down. It just reminds me of these memes where people be like, you say a joke, and then you start laughing. Then your psychologist or your therapist or
it's starting to note things out.
They start writing down. I'm just like, okay,
this is getting tense.
What are you doing? What am I doing wrong? What am I doing right? It's been a beautiful session. It was lovely seeing you. Happy New Year, by the way. It's a bit late.
Compliments of a new year to you too, girl. Yeah.
Thank you. So thank you so much, you guys. Come back next week. Subscribe, like, comment, share, and help another student become a social worker one day. Bye.